Someone in my comments asked me if I'm a refugee, and I want to show you something. By the age I turned 25 years old, I had lived in Ukraine, Czech Republic, China, Korea, Thailand, Turkey, UAE, Hong Kong. I speak Ukrainian, Russian, English. I speak Czech, Mandarin. I can understand Cantonese. I can understand biggest part of Slavic languages, French, German. And I'm a chemist, mycologist, photographer, videographer, documentarian, investor, and artist. And I'm entirely self-taught. No, I'm not a refugee. I'm just someone who decided at 18 years old that I refuse to live the life which was dictated by my circumstances. And this is my story. I want you to understand the alternative life. I'm from a very humble background in Ukraine, um, not the Western standard, but really limited. In case I wanted to go to study in another country, I had to learn the language in a really good way to be able to study for free. Like it's that kind of background where you can see your ceiling from very beginning, like local marriage, local job, local life, really ordinary life, just like anyone else around. It's paths which everyone around choose, but I look at it when I was 18 and I decided that I don't want that life. I don't want to choose that life. When my parents sent me to Czech Republic, I intentionally studied Czech language to be able to study in university for free. I spent there 1 year, and after that, I understood that I don't want to spend so many years in academia just to like get some kind of job where will be a salary ceiling which I will not be able to jump over it. At that moment, I find a model agency and I look to young, presentable, I'm beautiful by modern like model standards. So I signed a contract with a model agency and they sent me to China to Guangzhou. I was 19 years old. I had no English, no Mandarin, no Cantonese, no internet, no good phone, no translator. I arrived to Hong Kong airport and I had to find a bus to get to Guangzhou where agency is supposed to meet me. I buy that tickets, I get out on the correct stop. I always figure out how to get out from the difficult situations. People think that it's just beautiful clothes, like interesting locations, interesting people, some luxury apartment, hotels. But the reality was like small apartments with many rooms. In each room, there are many girls, sometimes also boys, and there is no silence, there is no space. There's just big amount of people all around you, and you have to work really early, like from 4 a.m. until midnight. Can work 12 hours per day, can work 14 hours per day, or maybe you will not have any work at all for the whole contract and will not earn any money at all, because it is what usually happen to model. They they earn nothing. Even if they are working, they still earn nothing. And there's pocket money, which is 500 yuan per week. Do you know what people can buy for 500 yuan per week? Nothing. Like some kind of low quality food. And that's all. Really nothing. I had to stop in 2020 because of pandemic, and I returned back to Ukraine. That year, some Cantonese man write me a really strange message. It was so strange that I get really curious, and that from that exactly first message, I understood that that man will become my husband. We had the same way of thinking. We saw the same thing from the different angles. So in the end, we had a real clear picture, which none of us will see without another. We met in Dubai because it was the only place where we were able to meet because of traveling restrictions. I was not able to go to Hong Kong. He was not able to come to Ukraine. And 3 weeks after we first met, he proposed to me in Burj Khalifa in the highest floor restaurant. And 3 weeks after that, we got married on Zoom. Both of our families was watching us. Like his family was watching us from Hong Kong. My family was watching us from Ukraine, and some Jewish priests from Netherlands, which was operating under Utah state law. And it is exactly how I got married 6 years ago. And yes, it's ridiculous, but it was correct, and I never regret it. He is UK citizen because he was born when Hong Kong still was a part of British colony, and he wanted me to move with him to UK. I did not want to move to UK, but I still applied for both visas. Before I received my UK visa, I already get my Hong Kong visa, and we just moved together to Hong Kong. It was the most incorrect environment for me, and I have been to many bad environments before. Climate did not fit me. It was too hot. It was too humid. I was not able to go outside on the street. I was not able to hike. I was not able to walk around. It was feeling like a sauna, and all of those buildings keep compressing me, and people keep compressing me too. There is a huge amount of people. Officially, I think approximately 7 million, but in reality, at least 15 million, and all of them are just walking around and try to improve each other by make each other suffering because it's part of Hong Kong culture. And I get attacked in Hong Kong 2 times. Like one time by old lady with a stick, and another time by a man next to Causeway Bay, next to the shopping mall. Not because they like wanted to harm me, but because it was a way of trying to improve me, trying to discipline me, because it is how it works in Hong Kong. And after half a year, I already wanted to move at least somewhere. I was ready to move to London. I did not know that there's any other choices. Everything changed a few months before our actual arrival to UK. We had a family dinner, and we met my husband's cousins there. And he tells that he planned to move to Edinburgh, and I get really interested about it because I did not know that Edinburgh exists as a choice. So after I returned back home from that dinner, I started to make researches. I found out that Edinburgh is such a beautiful city. It's really compact, full of nature, full of hills, and really small amount of people. So I make a decision that I want to move there, not to London. We arrived to Edinburgh in October 2022, and it was 18 degrees outside. It was extremely windy, and I feel myself extremely cold, especially after Hong Kong. So I had to buy big jacket or like big amount of sweaters, big amount of pants, a huge scarf, gloves, hat, and I just keep wearing all of those clothes at the same time. So I looked really ridiculous. I also remember how it felt first months as after our arrival. I was walking alone in the streets and really no people at all. You can just imagine me alone on Princess Street, me alone in Princess Street Garden, me alone on Carlton Hill, me alone on Arthur's Seat, just me alone, no one else. And I really enjoy that solitude. I never feel myself lonely. Like I feel myself alone, but not lonely. It's a different things. I enjoy solitude because it's a time when I can think clearly, where I can concentrate, and where I can like develop all kind of ideas and thoughts. And my whole life, I was trying to protect my vision and my thoughts from the influence of other people, from the like influence of television, influence of films, of music, and silence and solitude is exact way how I was protecting myself, my vision from getting just like anyone else. Edinburgh gave me that silence, and I find out after 3 months that I don't want to leave, and it happened to me first time in my life when I did not want to leave the place. So I really liked Edinburgh, and it was the first place where I really feel myself, and where I feel myself alive. The reason I'm telling you this is not because I'm trying to defend myself, but because my entire life people keep seeing me not the way I am. In school, I was different. I had different vision. I had different thoughts. I had different appearance, and children keep bullying me. My entire school life, children keep bullying me mentally and physically. When I was model, people saw my face, but they did not see me. And now people see Ukrainian in Scotland and they just make some kind of assumption. But it's not about me. Everything I make, my films, photography, researches, thoughts, everything deserves to be seen on its own terms, not through the lens of where I'm from. I left Ukraine before war, before anything, when I was 18 years old. I did not run from danger. I just was trying to make my life better, like from very beginning. But war in my country is real, and my parents are in Ukraine, and I keep worrying about them. And I keep waiting for the phone calls, and I extremely worry when my mom telling me that there was drones flying over their houses, or there was some explosions or anything like that. Like it's real, but this worrying is not making me being a refugee. And there's nothing bad with being a refugee because people trying to live, people trying to survive. But it's not my story. I'm just a daughter who worry about my parents in Ukraine. So someone asked me in my comments if I'm a refugee, and here's precisely what happened. I chose Czech Republic over poverty. I chose China over university. I chose Hong Kong man over like, local ordinary life. I chose Edinburgh over London. And all of those was my decisions, and none of them was easy. Like some of them was extremely hard, extremely difficult. Next video, I will talk about why did I move from Edinburgh to Highlands because it's absolutely different story. See you there.